A new executive order signed by President Trump could be a major win for the school choice movement. The order calls for the Department of Education to give guidance on how to use federal funding to support scholarships for grade school students, and it also orders the Department of Health and Human Services to issue guidance on states using HHS funds for private or faith-based schools. Now, several states are already using public money to fund private schools. However, critics say it comes at the expense of public schools. Joining us now to talk more about the executive order is Ginny Gentles. She's the head of the Education Freedom and Parental Rights Initiative with the Defence of Freedom Institute. Ginny, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, let me get your thoughts on this executive order and how have parents been responding to this?
Well, I, as a parent, was thrilled to see this executive order, and I joined the majority of parents who do support school choice. School choice polls at overwhelming numbers across all subgroups, across all parties, and parents in particular are interested in expanding educational options, having more opportunities for their children. So when we see something coming from the president, a strong statement that he supports parents in choosing and directing the upbringing and education of their children, we get really excited.
And what do you think will be the biggest impact that this order will have?
What the order will do is shake up the federal government and the billions in federal government and have an opportunity to make them more student focused. Right now, the federal government funds the system, and that's a failing education system. We had the nation's report card, or NAEP, results come out yesterday, and they showed that the majority of students are not proficient in math and reading. These were students tested at the 4th and 8th grade level. And when I say majority, I mean that 70% of 8th graders cannot read proficiently, and an alarming number of 4th and 8th graders are even below basic. So we've got a failed education system, a broken system, and the federal government needs to stop just pouring more and more billions and billions into the system and magically expecting it to improve. So this order will open up opportunities to redirect that federal funding to families, to students, so that those children can attend the school that will meet their needs and will educate them.
And Ginny, regarding the faith-based schools in particular, will they be able to get funding just as easily as non-faith-based private schools?
Well, the funding won't be going to the schools directly, and as schools shouldn't take funding as a practice directly from the federal government. Funding should flow to the families, to the students, and then that family can choose where to take that funding. That's how that works at the state level. When you see the majority of states that have school choice programs, education freedom programs, the funding's available to the family, and then they take it to school, micro school, and other education providers, and make sure that that's the best fit for their family. So yes, the families, if this is done well, if this is designed well, if these plans, when they come back in 90 days from these various government agencies, are thoughtful, will ensure that families have access to those funds.
Okay, we'll watch and see what happens. Ginny Gentles, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.